This put a smile on my face. And you know how hard it is to put a smile on my face. It's difficult. Let's talk about this. So the Huckleberry Hound show was produced in 1958 by Hanna-Barbera. It was the actual second one that they did for television, their first being Rough and Ready. And it was a monumental hit. 4 seasons. There's not that many Hanna-Barbera shows that went for more than 4 series. There's only a couple that I can think of, and the first one I can only think of right now is the Flintstones. A lot of them were not one hit wonders like the Jetsons, Top Cat, all that, but pretty much. So with 4 seasons under its belt, it made quite an impact. Back in 1958, it went so far as to Dawes Butler ended up being featured on Groucho Marx's show. If you've never seen that clip, I highly suggest you go and watch it. It's on YouTube somewhere, but it's amazing to see even Groucho, once he finds out who Dawes Butler is, to suddenly become like a child. So yeah, it had such a cultural impact that Yogi Bear, who also featured on this series and in this set, also became a megastar. Like, he actually overshadowed Huckleberry Hound. I am a massive Huckleberry Hound, and you get a lot of these people going, I'm a massive fan of this series. Well, I remember back in 1979, I had a hand puppet, a Huckleberry Hound hand puppet, okay? And I used to watch that show religiously. I loved it. And before there were Saturday morning cartoons for me, there was Huckleberry Hound. So it does hold a nice, soft place in my heart, sort of thing, even though it's quite hard. But I really do enjoy Huckleberry Hound, and this set from Warner Archives is just really fantastic. I actually skipped from getting the DVD version. I I had such a bad experience with Johnny Quest, and the Johnny Quest one was just awful for their DVD. So it was cut badly, and some of the voices had been changed and altered to fit modern audiences. And but this there's they've actually added to this Huckleberry Hound set. They've actually a lot over the years. It had been cut to pretty much to ribbons due to Kellogg's used to be the sponsor for this show, so they would have a heavy marketing for Kellogg's in this series. And when it went to syndication and everything, and Kellogg's dropped out of the sponsorship, they didn't exactly want to give them free advertising, so they cut out a lot of the animation and that was created. But this has all been restored and put back in. Some of it is in black and white. Some of it is lost to time, and that's fine. But they've done an amazing job at trying to remake what people saw in 1958. Like I said, I'm not that old. I remember seeing it in 1979, and it more than likely would have been the syndicated series at that time. And so they put all those parts in. There's a lot of repeats of the advertisements and that, but this is what people would have seen. So they have given you also the option to skip that section if you want during the series, but I've actually been just kept watching them. I don't mind. And the series itself, so it includes Yogi Bear. If you don't know who Yogi Bear is, and his little pal Boo Boo, I was a big, massive fan of Yogi Bear as well. I actually, growing up, I wanted to be the voice actor who replaced Dawes Butler when Yogi Bear, um, when Yogi Bear became available. Yes, that's how much of a fan of Yogi Bear I was. Um, hey, baboo. But I don't know if I'll cut that out or not. But yes, what we think of when we're children, eh? Yeah, it had, of course, Huckleberry Hound, who was the MC. He was the master of ceremony. He was the host, and he had his own little cartoon. And what he used to, it just used to be like they'd put Huckleberry Hound in situations. So in one situation, he'd be a hunter, while in the next situation he'd be a policeman, and stuff like that. So that's how they got around with Huckleberry Hound. With Yogi Bear, of course, he was always, like, in the early time, he was always trying to get out of Jellystone Park, or trying to get picnic baskets. I'm not going to do the voice again, no. But, and then, of course, you also had Pixie Dixie and Mr. Jinx, who were two Mises, and Mr. Jinx was, of course, the cat, who used to call them Mises. And yeah, so but I really had fun watching this series again, and I did laugh a couple of times, and I just remember having a smile on my face going back to those times of when I used to sit there and watch it when I was a kid. And the color is beautiful. It pops. Why they don't make these sorts of cartoon series anymore. I saw a clip from Jellystone Park, which is an atrocious cartoon series from Cal Arts or something, and they've used all the Hanna-Barbera characters, and what the hell they've done to them is just seriously criminal. But I'm so glad that these still remain and that they've restored them to how they were. Even though there are times where, it's a little bit jarring, where it goes from colour to black and white to colour to black and white. It doesn't, I don't care. I'm just enjoying it to the point where I can remember that I'm just so glad that these are still available and still can be and still be enjoyable today. And this set is expensive, I'm not going to lie. I paid $120 for it on Amazon, and but you get 4 seasons, you get 11 discs, and they're all beautifully restored Blu Rays. What can I say? Just get it. It's worthwhile. If you are a fan of Hanna-Barbera cartoons, and especially classic cartoons, um, and I know a few friends who are, then this is for you. And, sometimes we have to make sacrifices, and this was a worthy sacrifice to make to get such a beautiful set from Warner Archive this time around. I think this is going to be my favourite Warner Archive set of the year, to be honest. It's just such a beautiful presented set. And of course, Yogi Bear went off to go and do his own series as well. So for the final fourth season, Hokey Wolf took over. It was the final season, so Hokey Wolf never really got the chance to take off anyway. But I mean, by 1961, Yogi Bear had his own TV series. Like I said, he was so big that he ended up getting his own TV series. We even had an ice cream here called Frosty Fruit, Yogi Bear's Frosty Fruits. If anyone remembers them, let me know. I was going to put the cartoon on here, but there is an Australian cartoon for Yogi Bear and Boo Boo having their Frosty Fruits. And yes, even though it had nothing really to do with Yogi Bear except for the name, I did really, really like Frosty Fruits. So anyway, so it's just a shame that, Huckleberry Hound has not been forgotten, but he's just put in a regard that's they just mistreat him not as well as they should. I'm talking about Warner Brothers here, as far as the mega corporation. At least Warner Archive know the character and how to treat the character. And like I said, this is stupendous. This is a stupendous set. As far as bonus features are concerned, there are 3 bonus features on here. One about Dawes Butler, the original voice of Huckleberry Hound and Yogi Bear. And I honestly think Dawes Butler is like right up there, right next to Mel Blanc as far as voices is concerned. So, you know, I really, really, if you get a set this year and you do like cartoons, this is the set. I cannot highly recommend it enough. It's just they've done an amazing job, and it just made my heart fill with joy, which is very difficult today. So remember to like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below if you remember this series. YouTube has been deleting comments, so it's not, if you are leaving comments, and I know people are, please don't think it's me deleting them or anything like that. I'm not an asshole like that, like some people are. But yeah, it's a YouTube problem, and they're gonna have to sort it out, because what can I do? But if you do leave a comment and it's not there, or it gets deleted or whatever, I do apologize for it. It's not my fault, okay? But thank you. I do appreciate your time to leave me a comment. And who am I? Well, I'm just Matt Pott, and I'll see you next time.